load. Yay, recording started. So welcome to San Jose Poetry Slam Zoom edition. For those of you that have not read my little box, I am Scorpiana Excellent, and I will be your MC for the evening. I'm at least coming to you tonight from San Jose, California, otherwise known as Muwekma Ohlone land, occupied land. And let's see, for those of you that have the camera on, show of hands, has anyone never been to a poetry slam before? Good, so everyone's been here before or does not want to admit to having never been to a poetry slam. For those of you that have never been here before, a poetry slam is basically a competition where poets get up and spit poems, and then random judges from the audience give them scores. We just went over what the rules for the poets are, so we don't need to go over that again. And so basically what's going to happen is I'm going to call a poet up to the mic, and they are going to spit their poem, and oh my God, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. So poets, when I call you up, if your camera's not on, turn your camera on. Poets, when you are done with your poem, because it's sometimes hard for the scorekeeper, especially like online, to tell when a poet is finished, and that timer's going to keep going. So to let the scorekeeper and everyone else know you are done with your poem, the minute you're finished, turn your video off for a couple of seconds, because once we see like your screen go blank, we'll know you're done with the poem. At that point, I'm then going to say to the judges, give me your scores. And the judges are going to type their scores into the chat box where everybody can see the scores. I'm going to read the scores off, and then our scorekeeper is going to add numbers together and tell us what the score is. Tonight is a 2-round slam. After round 1, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to hear from our amazing feature. And then we are going to go into round 2. Now, not everybody tonight is going to be in round 2. Provided there's no ties in round 1, the 5 poets with the highest score in round 1 are going to go on to round 2 tonight. Also, one of the rules I did forget to go over, you may only do 1 poem per round. So like for round 1, you can only do 1 poem. Don't come up here with a collection of 3-4 short poems and be like, oh, here's my first poem, here's my second, here's my third. We disqualify that. If you do have a bunch of short poems, pretend they're just 1 poem. Round 2, also you only get to do 1 poem, but not the same poem you did in round 1. Now, normally we have 5 judges, and when we have 5 judges, we take the lowest of the 5 scores, the highest of the 5 scores, toss those aside, and only add the 3 in the middle. Today, we only have 3, so we're not going to be tossing any high and low. Judges, some of you have judged with me before. Basically, you're going to be judging on a 1 to 10 using decimal points, like 7.3, 8.9, and base half your score on the poem itself. Did you like the content of the poem? Was there something about the word play you liked? Did it make you want to like immediately go and change your life? And base the second half of your score on performance of said poem. Did you feel that the artist was engaging in the way they performed their poem? And that's pretty much it. Judges, don't worry about time penalties. Judges don't even time the poets. If the poet does go over the time limit, your score should not reflect that. The scorekeeper will take care of doing that. Judges, we ask you to be consistent and judge the poet solely on their poem and their performance of the poem. Please do not judge the poets on appearance, race, ethnic background, gender, religion, height, whether or not you like their hair, any of that other criteria. Please keep it solely to the poem. Judges, staying consistent. There's a little illness that pervades poetry slam called score creep. And score creep is basically when the poetry, maybe it doesn't get any better as the evening goes on, but you start scoring higher. So we are going to give you a practice poet before we begin to practice scoring on. So try to be really consistent, and judges, do not be swayed by the audience. Audience, you really just have one job this evening: sway the motherfucking judges. Now, I know for those of you that have been to a live in-person poetry slam, this makes a lot more sense. Some of you are probably thinking, how do I sway judges online or not sway? How do I support the poets when they're online? Now, of course, on Zoom, we can't give the same energy we give when we're live in person. But audience, there's a couple of ways you can not only support the poets and give them energy, but let the judges know how you feel about the score. Now, for the most part, when a poet is up performing, we need you to keep your mic muted. When we're live in person poetry slam, we're able, while the poet's performing, to be very interactive. We snap, we clap, we yell out amen, we quote lines back. We're able to do all that. Unfortunately, on Zoom, that's really distracting. So while the poet's up, we are going to keep our mics on mute. But what we can do, when I first call a poet up to the stage, you can turn your mic on for a couple of seconds just to cheer for the poet. Yeah, go get them, whatever, go in, poet, and then mute yourself. As soon as the poet's done and I'm like, give it up for, you can unmute yourself for a couple of seconds to cheer. The other way you can give a poet energy is through the chat box. So as the poet's going, there's a line you really like. You want to type that line into quote, throw it in the chat. You want to type in some hearts or the fire emojis, go ahead and do that. You want to type in go in, poet, go ahead. This is the way we give our energy, support, and feedback. I will ask, after I say give it up for, the person that just went, I'm going to say, judges, show me your scores. As soon as I say, judges, show me your scores, audience, please don't type anything into the chat box until I read the scores out loud. And I only ask this because I'm getting old eyes, and trying to keep track of all the judges' scores when there's lines of chat in between, and I have to scroll back and forth. Either me or the scorekeeper will wind up getting some numbers wrong, and we don't want to mess up anybody's scores. Now, once I read off all three of the judges' scores, y'all can start typing in chat again. Also, too, on the bottom of your little Zoom screen, there's a thing for reactions. So, you could put little clapping hands like I just put. You could put hearts. So there's a lot of ways to show support and show the judges how you feel about the job they're doing. You can applaud the judges. You can boo the judges. The one thing we do ask, though, is to be respectful of the judges. Even if you don't like how they're scoring, we can't do a poetry slam without judges. A poetry slam without judges is just an open mic, and we don't get prize money at open mics. So please respect the judges. Please don't private message the judges at all. Definitely do not threaten or, cuss out the judges. The one nice thing about judging at a video slam is you don't have to worry about anybody following you out to the car. On that note too, poets, don't private message the judges to threaten them, and don't private message the judges to try to bribe them. Our judges cannot be bribed, and but they will rat you out, and you'll be disqualified. So no bribing the judges. Now, if after the slam you want to, treat the judge to like some Starbucks or something, that's on you, but no conversations with the judges until after the show. So let's see, what else do I need to talk about tonight? We think we've done all that. So again, the poets are going to go in this order tonight. We have Kelly Mary McAllister, Love Infinite, The Grinchy Uno, Manny, Janine UC, and Copy Grande. So we are about to get started. But before we go ahead and do that, blood must be splattered across the screen. That's right. We need a sacrifice. See, the first poet going tonight, she doesn't want to be the person the judges practice judging on, because I know I wouldn't want to be. And even though all of tonight's judges have judged poetry slams before, they've been relaxing all day. So, they got to get those like judging skills practiced. So we have a poet that's volunteered to be our sacrifice tonight. And what they are going to do is they are going to come up and spit a poem as if they are competing. The judges are going to score them, except technically they're not in tonight's competition. They are not going to win any prize money. All they might win is a piece of all of our hearts. So that being said, Kelly Mary McAllister, you are on deck. But coming up to the stage, we are going to bring you our sacrificial poet. Folks, give it up for Brandon Lieu. Woo!
Woo!
If justice grew like fruit on trees, I would happily plant the seeds for peace. Can I feed the hungry, help the starving? Life is unfair, they say. You are dealt a hand to work with, but not everyone is a winner. We gamble, we cry out. Where is justice? Where is peace? The dead tell no tales, but maybe we can make things right for their children, for their family. At the dinner table, there can be bread and soup. The children can wait, knowing their dad will come home. The mother can smile, knowing her kids still have a father. Why do we keep fighting? Injustice never stops. The war keeps going. We can't bring them back. We can't make things fair. But still, I want to smile. I want to feel safe in my home and know my neighbors are safe. My friends across the world are safe. The world is only as big as the news we look at. I was guilty of closing my eyes, but now They stay open like my arms. I welcome you. Please help yourself to fruit. Thank you.
Give it up for Brandon Liu.
Yeah.
Woo! Nice
Okay. Judges, let's see some scores. Okay, we got a low of an 8.7. We have a 9 and we have a 9.2. And Brendan's going to add all those together. Definitely set the bar really high tonight. And we have for Brandon a 26.9. Clap for the poet, not the score. So now, poets, if I say you're on deck, that means you're not going now. You're going after the person that I'm going to call up to go now. So if I say you're on deck, that's your time to get in your headspace. So on deck, we have Love Infinite, but coming to the stage, give it up for Kelly Mary McAllister.
Woo, Kelly!
Yeah.
We good for audio?
Yep.
I know that I cannot trust my own mind. It's always spinning. Scenarios where I'm never winning, always starting over, just beginnings. A game of baseball, endless innings. I'm so tired from all this spinning. I'm dizzy and despondent, never knowing up from down, because I'm down all the time. Even when I'm smiling, say I'm fine. It's just a line. We know I'm lying. I'm lying around, stuck to the ground. The morning's so hard to greet, stand on my own 2 feet. When I'm browbeat by the day to day, get up, slave away, go to bed and repeat. What's the point of this feat? Most days I'd rather just sleep. There's the rub, the cost is pretty steep, for in the sleep of death, what dreams may come? I'm stuck in that dreaming, on those days of endless sleeping. The dreamy wanderings of the unconscious, not the conscious dreams of achieving, not some goals I can believe in, just nonsense that I struggle leaving. I'm drifting through my own life, my thoughts just spinning. So I make like a spider, and I spin myself a web, and I anchor it to you all, for the days I'd rather be dead. A strand of silken web is anchored to my mother. Her body, my first home, her heartbeat, my first song. And though this life feels so long, I know that it is wrong for a parent to bury child. The pain of my arrival dwarfed by my premature end. Another leads to my father, to the feet I once stood on to dance around the living room when I was just a wee one. Now our feet are the same size, but I still follow in his footprints. When the going gets too hard, I can lean on his innate goodness. Many lead to my nieces, the ones I held as tiny babes, whose chubby cheeks are giving way to missing teeth and lanky legs, getting taller every day, who let me sometimes see the world through the magic of their eyes that still light up when they see me. That's a reason to survive. My best friend grabbed onto her strands. She knows that they are there. She listens when I need her, even though it makes her scared, drags me out into the world so I remember that it's there. I've stuck strands on people's backs over long and lazy brunches, to all my aunts and uncles and cousins, because I've got relations by the bunches. I've got strands up on my colleagues, all the volunteers at work, and there are more than a few tangled in my puppy's scruffy fur. I've got strands here in this room, on you, and you, and you, and you. All the people who have listened to the stories I've been through, who can nod in understanding, say, yeah, I've been there too. That connection is important. I've got strands on all you too. So when the darkness comes, when the floor drops from below, I don't have to fear the fall. This web won't let me get too low. I am safe there till the morning when another day is new. I can watch the sunrise pierce the dark, the sky and I regain our hues. I cannot trust my mind. I know enough that that is true. But when I cannot trust myself, I've spun a web. It's made of you.
Yeah.
Give
Nice
it
work,
up
Kelly.
for Kelly Mary McAllister.
Nice work, Kelly.
Okay, folks. Judges, let's see some scores. Okay, we have a low of a 9.3. We have a 9.4 and a 9.5. So while we're all wrapping those all up together, tonight was brought to you by our parent organization, Poetry Center San Jose. Poetry Center San Jose it's a nonprofit bringing poetry to San Jose that has been around for over 40 years. Oh, we got a score with a time penalty, with a 10-second time penalty. Ooh, so I'm gonna teach y'all little San Jose tradition. We've kind of changed it up for our in-person shows, but we're gonna do it the old school way for this. We hate rules, but we know we need rules, so we have to have rules, but we like to show how we feel about rules. So, what we are going to do whenever somebody gets a time penalty, I'm gonna say, okay, folks, how do we feel about the time penalty? And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we're all just gonna go, fuck the time penalty. So that's gonna be the thing. So folks, how do we feel about time penalties? 1, 2, 3.
Fuck
Fuck
the
the
time
time
penalties.
penalty. Yeah. So with the time penalty, we got a 28.2. Clap for the poet, not the score. Okay, so on deck, we have the Grinchy Uno, but coming to the stage, give it up for Love Infinite. Woo!
Nice.
Fun facts, motherfucker. I am fearless. I am victorious. Nobody can challenge me. There is nothing I can't do. I can't be held back. I can't be held down. I can't be held up. I am master of my universe. I set myself free. I am my own hero. I liberated me. I follow the North Star. The people follow me. I am a light leader. I always been free. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. At least for me. I believe in me at all costs. I'm all in. I'm trusting. I'm a fun fact. I'm a dictionary. I'm a supercomputer. I'm a genius. I'm an inventor. I'm God's healer. The earth's love. The sky's favorite drug. And time itself's last hug. I crack every maze. I jump over every ethereal hurdle effortlessly. My past is my past, and my past me looks at present me and future me with eyes endearing. Look at me. I'm everything I ever dreamed to be. I'm benevolent. I'm fucking heaven sent. I'm a double agent. I work both sides for the greater good. I'm Professor Snape. I mastered defense against the dark arts 4 times, motherfucker. I don't have to kill a soul, mother lover. My looks kill. My ancestors war on my behalf. Be very scared. I have an army on land and sea in every astral plane. I am a soldier. I am the snake on the plane. Motherfucker, I am a shepherd. Don't you slam my gates again, motherfucker. All the animals, the insects, the water, the woods, the swamp even loves me. I'm Viola Swamp. Watch out, motherfucker. I go outside and the sun hugs me. The rays pucker. Watch me hug it back like licking me like a sucker. My story is a fun fact. Run that back, motherfucker. Watch them run it back. My past, a fun fact. I don't need an EGOT. I was born a winner, born sinner, motherfucker. I win again and again, and when I lose, I win. That's a fun fact. I'm blackity fucking black. I'm mixed with rage, motherfucker. I'm so fucking exotic, Alabama born, motherfucker. I could fuck your sister, your brother, your cousin, your mother, your daddy, and stepsister, motherfucker. I was lost but found myself again, and I don't care who don't like it, motherfucker. motherfucker. I'm still here today reading and writing a poem a 9-year-old me thought I'd never get to write, motherfucker. I'm the biggest trigger, motherfucker. Get with it and get over it. You do you and I'ma do me. I'ma do me, motherfucker. I'm too fucking clean, motherfucker. When I say I'm green, I mean too abundant to be worried with jealousy, motherfucker. I'm God herself, motherfucker. That's a fun fact. Run that line, run that shit, run that doubt back, motherfucker.
Give it up
Yeah.
for Love Infinite.
Good job.
Yeah.
Judges, let's see those scores. We got 1 score, we got 2 scores. Okay, we got a low of a 9.1, a 9.6, and a 9.8. So while we're adding that all together, I mentioned our parent organization, Poetry Center San Jose. We would not be able to put this slam on or our live slam at the Tabard Theater without their help. Poetry Center San Jose, it puts on more than just the poetry slam. They have various open mics. They have reading series, workshops. There's anthology they put out every year. All kinds of different programs. They support the Youth Poet Laureate program. If you would like to learn more about all the various events, and like half of them are in person now, half of them are still on Zoom, you can follow Poetry Center San Jose on either Facebook or Instagram or on their website, which we're still doing some work on the website at pcsj.org, and I'll kind of type that info into the chat room in a moment. And for Love Infinite, we've got a score of 28.5. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we have Manny, but coming to the stage, give it up for the Grinchy Uno. Woo, woo.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Stuck. Have you ever been stuck, covered in muck, receding from luck, wanting to duck like Hodges the Steelers quarterback, but still aspiring to be a legend as if you played at the Ruck or Park? I've been there, yo. I've been there, yo. Feeling like you're going nowhere, pedaling on a stationary bike, dashing on a treadmill, treading H2 that on a pool, but you put in mad work in? I've been there, yo. I've been there, yo. Maybe it's too much inertia. Maybe it's not enough momentum. Maybe it's dudes passing you without looking. Maybe it's you passing dudes without looking. Patrick Mahomes. I've been there, yo. I've been there, yo. Many claim that there's one solution. Without careful deducing, my subjective opinion, exude honesty. Drink honesty. Honestly, candidly, frankly, tee out for your goals like Tiger Woods, the comeback king. Augusta National Major. This is veracity plus a soliloquy. Now you see,
Give it up for the Grinchy Uno. Judges, let's see some scores. Got 1 score, waiting on the other 2 judges. Aha, we have a low of a 9.0, a 9.7, and a 9.8. If you're enjoying this tonight and you want to know when the next Zoom Slam is going to be, we take place on the fourth Sunday of every other month. So the next slam is going to be the fourth Sunday in September. And we have got for the Grinchy Uno a 28.5. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we have Janine UC, but coming to the stage, give it up for Manny. Woo!
Let's go, Manny. Channel it.
I forget how powerful it is to simply stand here and breathe. All I've got, all I am, the energy that's vibrating on this frequency, in this city, in this state, in this country, on this planet, in this galaxy, within this universe, in this dimension, in this Zoom slam. I got nothing to show for anything. There's no message to save the world and all its people and problems. You're all full of shit liars, leaping tall buildings and locomotives. All I'm saying is the rapper Common Sense has a right when he rhymed, the present is a gift, and I just want to be.
Love the ending of that, Manny. Comments in my top 10.
Give it up for Manny. Judges, let's see those scores. I love our judges, nice and fast. Okay, we have a low of a 8.9, a 9.1, and a 9.2. While we're adding that up, do yet another my little commercials. So for those of you that do live in the Bay Area, if you didn't know, we also do a live in-person show second Sunday of every month at the Tabard Theater in downtown San Jose. Couple folks here tonight that have been to the Tabard Theater. It's a lot of fun. I have to say, I think in the 10 years since I've been running the slam, I think we've been at 7 or 8 different venues over the years, and this one's my favorite. It's like really beautiful theater. They've got a bar, they've got snacks, they've got super comfortable seats, and I have a sensitive back, so like seating's a big issue for me, and they have really comfy seats. So we've got for Manny a 27.2. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we have Papi Grande, but coming to the stage, give it up for Janine UC. Woo!
Woo!
1, we are displayed in rows of rooms and beds, though we are not flowers. Each of us an island in this infinite archipelago, a cell in this organism, this breathing building, this iron and steel, wood and concrete lung. 2, 7 days without seeing my face, so much time for reflection. My skin becomes porous, then substantial, diaphanous, then canvas. Alternating sine waves force allow me to recognize my face from the inside. 3, time is a second-hand concept measured by a third hand forever lunging into a future synchronized by satellite. Lightning rod brings electrical power down to earth, grounds it into rock.
Okay, give it up for Janine.
Oh, yeah.
Judges. We got one score, we got 3. We've got a 9.0, we've got a 9 and a 9.1. So while we're adding all those up together, if you want to keep track of when the next slam, both in person or Zoom or both, is going to be taking place, and you want to follow us, one of the places you can keep track of that, if you're still on Facebook, we do have a page.
You're muted.
Oh, whoops. I do not know how it was muted. Did everybody hear me read off the scores?
No, we heard you do have a page.
Okay, so we put the Facebook page up there so you can follow San Jose Poetry Slam. Our scores were a 9, a 9, and a 9.1 with a combined score of 27.1. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we are going to get a little teaser poem from our feature, but coming to the stage, give it up for Poppy Grande.
Hey, let's go, PG. Channel it, man.
Does ending my life sound like poetry? Don't take life too serious. It can all be gone in a blink of an eye. Blink. Now I'm gone without saying bye. Remember me in your memory. That's where I'll reside. Carry me on your shoulders like I once did. Think back to times I would relax when stating facts on wax. We all had choices, but who would have known my last one would be my last one? Am I selfish? See me in passing? No. Only see me when I'm passing. Oh my God. I wish I could have said something. Well, I am here, and yet you say nothing. This is not a matter of bluffing. There is no discussing. I just find why I'm wrestling with a transparent future me. Flickering lights disappearing out of eternity. Dimming brightness with every passing scene, etching absolute circumstances on a temporary me. How obscene and obsolete when not even this will end my suffering. Am I worthless? I feel like I've long given up on life for myself. If it hadn't been for friends and family, there'd be no one I could help, because I'd be sitting back on a couch with no cares in the world, no ambition or desire, just me, no girls. I mean, I live for you, but die for me. Did I mention that I'd be outside starving? Past 18, I won't allow my mom to take care of me, even though she would. If I do or don't, regardless, blame's gonna rest on me. See, since a kid I've seen, it would always be my fault if I didn't take lessons taught to find new paths to walk. The same energy yields the same results. If I only had my power inside, I just know I couldn't cope, cause my support nets are the ones who keep me strong. Without you, I wouldn't be me, cause for you, I hold on. Just to break it down, I would break down by my loan. Wouldn't have any needs except to pack it up and leave. After I hide the pain aside, how does it surface? I wear my heart out the sleeves to see you climb to the other side, knowing that I didn't. Y'all the reason I got a mission. I hear the snaps, claps, and daps, but they don't get it. I do it all for you. So when I lose one or two, I lose parts of my dreams. Am I selfish? I mean, I live for you, but die for me. Am I worthless? Do I deserve this? After all this time shining, are you the purpose? Would you build your energy so you could surface? After I hide the pain inside, how does it surface? Does ending my life sound like poetry?
Give it up for Poppy Grande.
Great work. Great work.
Judges. Okay, we have a 9.2, a 9.3, and a 9.3. So while we are adding that all up, you can also follow San Jose Poetry Slam on Instagram. Pretty self-explanatory. We are the San Jose Poetry Slam. And we have for Papi Grande a 27.8. Clap for the poet, not the score. So in just a couple of minutes, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break so we can, refresh our beverages, get something to eat, go to the bathroom, smoke whatever it is we smoke, do what we do. But I want y'all to know how amazing our feature is. So we're going to give you a little bit of a teaser poem. So folks, put your hands together and get really loud and give it up for Shockie G.
Oh, Shockie.
You guys are doing great so far tonight. Great poems. Thank you. I figured since this is a slam for my feature, I would do a lot of my slam pieces. So you probably have heard them before. This first one is called America's Shame. After an influx in shootings, schools are banning backpacks. I guess they figure if children can carry the burden of America's shame, they can carry their books. It's okay. They're banning most of the books anyway. This is what happens in a country afraid of its past. They hinge on the belief that children are the future. So they school to prison pipeline or class to casket them before they learn the truth. I was told the pen is mightier than the sword, but this poem has nothing on an AK-47 wrapped in the Constitution. Don't give a fuck about an amendment when the amendment to protect us where their treason like neckties, where their votes go, where their checks hide. It didn't have to be like this, but I guess you save money on the coffin, the smaller it is. Call it the American discount. Do anything to save $1 and nothing to save a life. I've been expecting progress out of Congress, but I can't digest the inaction. It sits on my stomach, mixes with grief until I throw up these poems, never throw up these hands. See, somebody's got to fight for something. Maybe if I, if you, if we enter a school with a backpack full of poems and protests, maybe then they'll listen.
Give it up for our feature, Shockie. Okay,
Gets better every
folks.
time.
Great, Shockie.
And if you want to catch Shockie live next Sunday at the Word is Right stage on Governor's Island, it's the Algonquin stage at the New York Poetry Festival.
Whoop, whoop,
Hey.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, so folks, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna take a 10-minute break, just 10 minutes. I am going to set a timer. And when we come back, we will hear more from our feature. We will see y'all in 10 minutes. Okay, folks, welcome back. I hope everybody had a really good break. So I always ask my artists to give me a bio, which we use for like, you know, the Facebook invite and any other promo. I hate reading bios out loud though, because since I'm not practiced for them, I always stumble over them. So I am going to put the official bio in the chat. And I'll get a little more personal. So I originally met Shockie. We were on this party bus in Atlanta, and this like tornado hit, and we had to take shelter in this really crappy motel. And I just made all that up. So I adore Shockie's poetry, though. One thing I like about being a slam like coordinator and running a show is I get to invite artists whose work I admire to come be features. Shockie has competed here in the slam many times and always like kicks ass, and I love her poetry, and I think y'all are gonna love her poetry too. So folks, let's get really, really loud and give it up for our feature, Shockie G.
Yeah. Go Shockie, go Shockie. S-H-O-C-K-I-E, yeah.
Thank you all. So I am going to do another slam piece and move on. So this one is called The Driving Instructor Sandra Bland to a Black Teen on the Day They Received Their License. Fridays are great days for rides. Great days to put the windows down and turn the music up, but not too loud. Not everyone is a fan of Cardi B, and cops specifically do not like NWA's Fuck the Police. I don't know why. Inspect your car before pulling off. Make sure there are no broken taillights, no offensive stickers, no black anything in the rear window. Fridays are great days for rides. But when your rear view mirror bursts into a kaleidoscope of reds and blues, do not panic. Pull to the side of the road and wear your best smile. Keep your hands at 10 and 2. And if they ask if you understand, say 10, 4, and make sure to give your undivided attention. When they ask for your license, do not mention your college degree, the kids at home, or the schedule you are trying to keep. When the officer demands you out the car, do not ask questions. Do not resist. Do not place your hands anywhere other than above your head. Drop to your knees as if you are praying for forgiveness. Allow yourself to be shuffled off asphalt and poured into the backseat of a car. Remember, Fridays are great days for rides. But they can also be great days to show up to God's address uninvited. Great days to have your name married to a hashtag, an arranged marriage of sorts. If you speak now, you will forever hold your peace. Fridays are great days for rides. But please do anything so it does not become your last. All right. One more heavy one, and then I'll go into some lighter things. This one is called Sleeping with Fishes. There's an old wives' tale that dreaming of fish means you may be pregnant. But as far back as I can remember, I have been dreaming of oceans and streams and rivers teeming with wild nothing. I think once or twice or too many times to count, I dreamt of great white sharks and woke up in a pool of my own blood. But never just a fish. I'm feeling like Dory, trying to find Nemo in an empty fish tank. Can anyone point me towards P. Sherman, Wallaby Way, Sydney? I cannot tell you much about fish, but my mother, she sat me down, told me all about birds and bees and flying high, but not what happens when Margaret Sanger is the sun and your uterus is Icarus, plunging back into the water, how somehow I've been drowning without ever seeing a fish. But Mama, what does it mean when you only dream of birds, of butterflies and blue skies? Does it mean you won't have children to tie you to this earth? That you will only grow wings and never roots? I've never learned to swim, but somehow I think I am destined to fly. And I can't help but wonder, why not both? Why not both? All right, so these next two pieces, this month I released my collection in Lieu of Flowers. You can get that on my website. I'll put that in the chat later. But this is a few pieces from that. First one is called Dandelion Dreams. Sometimes I wish I could be selfless, the way a dandelion is, the way it Robin Hoods the earth to become someone else's wish. And maybe I am my mother's dandelion dream, still afloat, looking for a place to land. But I've yet to see a dream take root, even though everyone has one, even Alberta King, even Mammy Till. But just last week, another Black boy was shot for being in the wrong place. And maybe he too was his mother's dandelion dream, snatched out of the sky and crushed between finger and thumb, or finger and trigger. Dandelions are the first plant to flower after a wildfire, because they don't need much to grow. After the flames of racism has turned this ground to ash, maybe Black mothers' dreams, dandelions, will sprout into reality. The way Black mothers, dandelion roots are so great at holding everything together, keeping the ground from bowing to erosion. They say, if you hold a dandelion flower close, Black mother, you will glow a golden hue. And sometimes I wish I could be selfish just like that, the way our mothers are, sacrificing their dreams in hopes to see change, treated like weeds as if they have not been medicine, food, life. But we are our mother's dandelion dreams, still afloat, looking for a place to land that isn't still burning. Okay. This is another one in my book. I do write a lot about my mother and relationships, so this is another one about my mother. It's called Dental Records. When I was a teenager, my wisdom teeth found a way to gentrify my gum line, screamed manifest destiny, pushed its way through, did not take no for an answer. How violent some growth can be. When pulling the tooth, the dentist broke part of my jawbone, destroying what was left behind, but blaming the other teeth. Standing around like project buildings, claimed it was just a bad neighborhood. The tooth was never the problem. Sometimes, I think my mother was a wisdom tooth. The pain I felt when she took up space, I never noticed she was only trying to grow, until God plucked her from the gums of my family's smile, replaced her with a frown, teeth slowly shifting, moving into her absence, leaving gaps. My family bracing onto a memory to hold itself together. At night, I feel us grinding against each other, swallowing blood that tastes a lot like pride, biting our tongues as if we would drool apologies down our chins. We will not be caught looking like an excuse, blaming each other, standing around like cavities do, not tell me we are just a bad set of dentures. The tooth was never the problem. Maybe if we had taken every brush with death, covered it in baking soda and mint. We could have kept the disease from destroying our mouths. What I mean is, it doesn't matter if your family is a set of teeth, just that you water and care for the roots. All right. And do I have time for one more? Okay. This one. Georgie, Porgy, pudding and pie. Kiss the girls and make them cry. I know you guys know it. You guys sing it with me. Just one line. Come on. Georgie, Porgy, pudding and pie. Kiss the girls and
make them cry.
You see, long ago, when Georgie was just a boy, he was told girls were objects to own, something he could win. After all, his mother was all trophy wife and Xanax, red wine reminders of how bitter no tastes on unconsenting lips. I wonder if Georgie grew up, only goes by George now, last name probably Bush. Ran for office and signs documents about what women can do with their own wombs, or taught planes how to kiss buildings and cry bodies, never being held accountable for his actions. Maybe he changed his name altogether, goes by Brock Turner or Brett Kavanaugh, the pinnacle of justice, wouldn't want to ruin his future with one mistake. Just a good old boy. Went from kissing the girls to grabbing them by their pussies and no one batted an eye. Or maybe Georgie has a podcast, calls himself an alpha male, says, you should see all the girls I've kissed. And the boys, they want to be just like him. But if they were really curious about George, they'd find a parade of teary-eyed women holding Me Too picket signs outside the city hall, scissors in their back pockets, ready to snip the balls of any man who dare kiss them without asking. Pink pussy hats and sharp tongues, and Georgie, first in line. Georgie, Porgy, redemption and regret, wishes all the girls would somehow forget. But it's okay. Keep singing your song. Georgie, Porgy, pudding and pie, kiss the girls and make them cry. Thank you.
Thank you. That was dope.
Hey,
Great to
everybody,
hear you, Shockie.
everybody unmute yourself and give it up for Shockie.
Oh my God, that wasn't enough.
Brilliant as always.
She's my niece.
Okay, folks, are we ready for round two? Y'all are so quiet. Okay, so the poets will be going in this order. The poets go, the order is made by highest score from round one, and we're only taking the 5 highest scoring poets for round one. There were 2 poets that had the highest score in round one, so we put their names in the salad bowl of fate and drew to see what order they would be going in. So round two is going to go like this. We have Love Infinite, we have the Grinchy Uno, we have Kelly Mary McAllister, we have Pape Grande, and we have Manny. So everybody give it up and give some love to Janine UC, who will unfortunately not be in round two tonight, but it was so good seeing you again. I have personally missed you. I could say that now. I can't say those kind of things about anybody while that's currently still in the slam, because I'm not allowed to have feelings about any of the poems or any of the poets. So you for that. Judges, do we still have our 3 judges? Okay, I see we still have Judge Jenny. Do we still have, yes, we have Judge Nancy. And I know we still have Judge Shockey. So we are about to begin round two. I'm only going to announce the round two scores, but at the end of the round two, determining the winners, it will be combined score from round one and round two. So right now on deck, we have the Grinchy Uno, but coming to the stage, give it up for Love Infinite. Woo!
Woo!
Thank you. You know what burns me up? Right where I stand right now here in righteous hell, when people who've been burned too pretend like, nah, they didn't yell, kick and scream, suffer right here with me down in my cell, down to my cells. Instead, they say, stop playing the victim. Now, what the hell, bitch? I am the victim. Let me give you a clear description. Let me write you a prescription. That shit that happened to me wasn't no fairy tale or fantasy, but bitch, it happened. I ain't imagine the abuse of me. It really happened. I give no fucks about your sympathy, but you're gonna listen or else get the fuck out now, you fucking faux witness. Stop pretending that you down with my survival. You couldn't experience me right now if I ain't surf that title. You could listen to Trigger with a subscription to Title. You would be fucking mind blown. But let's be sincere. You ain't got the range or capacity to gut my gory. You ain't got the empathy to see yourself up in my story, and you ain't got the vision to see how this wisdom's glory. You get too tired to stomach the victim's victory, but I'm still here. And even with your judgment or not, I'm still gonna be here. I'm a survivor. Who cares if you like me or not? I slap the shit out you with glee, then go rot on a cot like it was worth it. I was harmed, I was backstabbed, I was killed, a West Side story, but I was dying in downtown Mobile. Who looking for me? I'll be the fucking victim you too scared to be. I'll offer my pain as a sacrifice to history. I'm the phenomenal woman and man that I was meant to be. I'ma say all I can in a vocab that you can speak. I was adversely affected, but I still made it back to me. I was brutally disrespected, but I still made it back to we. Now I'm headed to Paris, victim mindset packed it with me. Don't ever fix your mouth to tell me who I should be. I said, I am the victim.
Great work.
Give it up for Love Infinite. Judges, let's get those scores. Okay, we've got a low of a 9.5. We've got a 9.6, and we've got our first 10 of the evening. So while we're adding them all together, for any of you here tonight, if you live in the Bay Area and you're not doing anything on Wednesday night, head over to Berkeley. The Berkeley Slam over at the Starry Plow is doing an invitational event called the Hyphy Slam. There is going to be 4 teams, Berkeley, Team San Jose, Team Visalia, and a team from San Francisco. And the 4 of us are all going to battle it out to see who takes first place. And I will be on Team San Jose. Okay, for Love Infinite, we have a score of a 29.1. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we have Kelly Mary McAllister, but coming to the stage, give it up for the Grinchy Uno. Woo!
Ooh.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Poetry in motion. Picture it. You need an escape from reality? You binge watching Hulu feeling emaciated? Here's an emancipation. Try this. Yeah, get your Spielberg on. Direct and seize your life carpet to that DM. Stop checking that DM. Instead of glaring at Netflix, get onto the net and transmute your life into flicks. Yeah, please don't be tip-in. This technique is far from insipid. So now ease into that director's chair. This is how you keep your soul bare. Forget what the score says. Get your Scorsese on. I ain't a movie buff, but these are my cinematic theories. Flashback scenes? That's your nostalgia at work, man. Music score? That's your Spotify playlist at work, man. Slow motion scenes? That's your fruition in overdrive. Now you know how Neo felt, feeling his potential bloom like a child. Fast forward the stress, keep your game tight. Rewind the lessons, utilize hindsight. Pause. Moments of awe, posterize them, center them, Dwight. Ending credits? A pantheon of peeps that you put in high regard. Exquisite experience, huh? My life? The Grinchy motion picture breaks records, creates a cult following, and at the award ceremony, you know what I'll say? Put away your bayonet, cuz I'm gonna put the bay on the net. We get hyphy over here, so I'll stay sharp, cuz you gonna skip the bay less. And finally, next time you check into the West End, remember, the West in here.
Give it up for the Grinchy Uno.
Yeah, Grinchy.
Judges. Let's see some scores. Got a low of a 9.4. We have a 9.8 and a 9.8. While we're throwing all those together, I'm gonna post up the link for the Berkeley Slams Invitational this coming Wednesday for anybody interested in going. And let's see, we have a score for Grinchy of a 29. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we have Poppy Grande, but coming to the stage, give it up for Kelly Mary McAllister. Woo!
Woo!
Go Kelly.
We good for audio?
Yep.
Exercise only works if it hurts. It's the pain that burns those calories. The internal combustion engine of the body is your suffering. Go harder. Your tears should slide down your flushed cheeks, salt mingling with salt, an alchemy of perspiration and pain that makes your pump more potent. You should feel no joy. If you feel a moment of joy, don't. Health is beauty. Beauty is pain. So pain must be health. There's no room for joy in health. You can find joy and joy when you've destroyed the fat, when you've earned it. You don't look like you've earned it yet. Food is only fuel, not a pleasure, not a pleasant experience, but a penance, a punishment. If it's good for you, it should taste like sand, disintegrating in your mouth into tasteless particle pieces. If you're not hungry for this, then you're not really hungry, are you? If you cannot fit into your pants, if the buckle won't latch on your belt, you should buckle down, buck up, make yourself less, be less, eat less. No one will love you unless you fit into those pants. To buy a new pair is to admit defeat. To accept your features is fine. To accept a futile future is fat. To fool yourself into the fantasy that others don't see your flaws, you can't ever let them see your flaws. So close your jaws. Diet or you'll die of it. Roll the dice with the vice of it. Don't you know that the last one standing had the life most worth living? Don't you know that the trophy at the end of it all is the smallest coffin?
Give it up for Kelly Mary McAllister.
Great job,
Judges.
Kelly. Good work.
Woo.
We've got a low of a 9.6, a 9.7, and a 9.7. So we're going to add all those together. And folks, I want to give everyone just a quick heads up. If at any point I stop and step away from the computer or a poet finishes and you don't see me come right back on, don't worry. One of our kids is here visiting and they've got to go to the airport in a few minutes. And because of this, I'm doing the slam, I can't go with them. So I am going to at some point step away to go hug my child. So if you do not see me, like, and the screen goes quiet for a bit at any point, that's what I'm doing. I will be like right back. So just a heads up on that. So we have got for Kelly, we have a 29. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we have Manny, but coming to the stage, give it up for Papi Grande. Woo!
Ooh, Poppy.
My love letter. With love, they say it's about the intention. And me, I always wish for the best, but I never know what I do for someone I love. Don't trust. I'm alive. I said that you deserve everything I gave to you. A lie. I am the prize that was too blind to see, and following my feelings, they led me to lie. I know now what I did was wrong. I was stringing myself along. Like, why do I love to suffer? Why myself? Blinded. See, you got me through the day, and night I found a way to get. Yet through subtle envy, I'm reminded something in me isn't for you. Chivalry is not dead. In fact, it is alive and well in the hearts of men where time cannot tell, where the mind does not lie, where the heart was there for you, unapologetically oblivious about what you've been through. Maybe if I do right, I can change. It isn't something I can do. So I'll speak the words and allow you to put an effort too. I shade and I share my truth. I have a pretty good feeling it'll lead you to yours too. They say all good things start as a seed. So bury me alive with your words. Water me with a recycled blood obtained for the months, the years my throat bled to get through to you. You don't have to pick the weeds from my environment. You probably half-assed it like your love for me. Symbolic of everything, just leave it up to me for the last time. The last time I saw you told me was all a lie. Your real intentions spoke just lines and words used to soil my image in time. And now I cannot trust what they say. I gave you so many reasons. What I won't do.
Hey, give it up for Papi Grande. And give it up for, just muscling in through technical difficulties. Judges, we've got a low of a 9.1. We have a 9.3 and a 9.4. So we are going to mash all those up. And what do we got? we have got a 27.8. Clap for the poet, not the score. On deck, we're going to be giving away some money, but coming to the stage, give it up for our final poet of the evening. Give it up for Manny. Woo!
Let's go, Manny. Channel it.
I pray to the retail gods. Please, God, please send me quality. Send me the best bang for the buck. Open me up to cell phones and electronics that last. I pray to the healing medical gods. Please, gods, don't fail me. Don't leave me hanging. Fix my shit. Fix me, okay? I promise not to eat hot dogs and pizza and bullshit. I promise to eat healthier and cleanse my body, promote optimal, nutritious, healing herbs and spices, food with love. I promise to pray, put or invoke positive affirmations in my water before I drink and eat. I promise to love myself, move and seek therapy. Yes, dear gods, I shall seek therapy for all my shenanigans and unfinished projects and unfinished thoughts and prayers. I shall focus on one thing and do that shit. But seriously, folks, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this moment in time. This moment makes all the difference. Everything in gratitude. Thank you.
Okay, give it up for Manny. Judges, this is the last time you've got a judge tonight. We've got one judge, two judge, and we've got all three. We've got a low of a 9.2, we have a 9.4, and we have a 9.5. So while we put all that together, we are going to see what we got. We have a 28.1. Clap for the poet, not the score. So if you give us just a couple of minutes, I've just got to write a couple things down. Okay, and I'm going to turn my mic off for a second. I need to confer with my score Okay, thank y'all for waiting. So poets, if you win any money tonight, do not leave. And I have one of three ways to pay you tonight. I can either Venmo you the money, or we can do PayPal, or I can take down your legal name and address and send the info over to Poetry Center San Jose's treasurer, and they can mail you a check. So if you do win tonight, don't leave until I have gotten everybody paid. So we're gonna start off in 5th place. You don't win any money tonight, but you won much love and respect with a combined score of 55.3. Give it up for Manny. Woo! Manny, you got any words you want to say?
Oh, what?
You got any words?
Yeah, thank you all. That was dope. Yeah, thank you, Shockie. I remember judging you into the winning slams and stuff. I mean, dude, this is great to be here, and poetry, yeah, get it.
Okay. In 4th place, again, you don't win any money, but you won our love and heart and respect with a combined score of 55.6. Give it up for Poppy Grande. Woo! Poppy, you got some words for us? Did we lose Poppy?
I've been kind of telling him when to go on and everything, so I just text him right now. Hopefully he
Okay.
responds.
Okay, well, tell him I'll see him Wednesday.
Okay.
And in 3rd place, winning $10 with a combined score of 57.2. Give it up for Kelly Mary McAllister. Woo! Come say some words. Promote stuff you got going on.
Well, considering I've never done this before, this has been a really great experience. You all have been a wonderful room. Thank you.
And coming in 2nd place and winning $15 with a combined score of 57.5. Give it up for the Grinchy Uno. Woo! Got any words?
Yo, everyone, yeah, just so want to say, stay artistic. You know, everyone talks about DC heroes, Marvel heroes. The real heroes are the artists. So do this thing on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis. And no matter what mound you're on, keep doing it. I'm out, guys.
Don't leave. And in 1st place, winning $25 with a combined score of 57.6. Give it up for our grand champion tonight, Love Infinite. Woo! Got any words?
Yeah.
First, I just want to thank you and the San Jose Center for hosting this event. I want to thank Shockie G for sharing the information and just for being the featured artist. So many amazing poems and beautiful words about her mother and gun violence. And so it was a lot to take in and be inspired by. And I just want to thank everybody else who competed tonight for showing up, the audience as well, for your support. And yeah, it was fun. It was an amazing experience. So thank you so much. I just released an ebook about a week ago. Now we tweaking. Okay. But yeah, the Fear Project Volume 1, the link, I put it in the chat. So if anyone's interested, there's that. And all my other links are there too. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Before I send everybody off, except for the folks I need to pay, Want to give a big thank you to all of our judges, Judge Jenny, Judge Nancy, and Judge Shockie. Y'all did a great job. You were fast, you were fair, and we could not do this without y'all. Everybody give like a loud round of applause for our judges.
Yeah.
And want to thank our scorekeeper / timekeeper for the evening, Brandon Liu. Y'all know Mr. Excellent usually does it. And you know, he couldn't tonight. And Brandon like volunteered to help out. And I appreciate you so much. Folks, give it up for our scorekeeper. And let's give it up for all our poets tonight. Y'all give yourselves a round of applause. And for our audience that just came and hung out, thank y'all for being here. Our next show is the 4th Sunday in September. And we will have Mecca Miles as our feature. Hope to see all of you then. And good night.
Night.
So for the folks I gotta pay, give me 1 second because I am.
Thank you so much, Jenny and Nancy and Shockie. Thank you so much for spending your time. And thank you so much, Brandon Liu and Scorpiana. That's a cool name. That's like a fire ass name. I was wanting to say that the whole time. The name is fire. So, but yeah, Shockie G, big shocking with your words. But thank you all so much for spending your time and, you know, dedicating this time to, you know, give us a space. Really, I really appreciate it. Y'all look so beautiful. I'm so happy you got your camera on, Shockie. Every time I see you, your camera's off. I'm so happy to see your face.